Start your engines, indie gamers. It's SilentSigns from I Dream of Indie, and today I bring you A Night at the Races. No, really, that's what the game's called. We're going to take a look at A Night at the Races. This game was originally released on PC in 2019 and is just now coming to a Nintendo eShop near you. So what is A Night at the Races, you might be asking? Well, it's sort of a game within a game. It starts out as what appears to be some sort of point and click or adventure style game, and very quickly evolves into more of a precision platformer. The game is set in some sort of post-apocalyptic future or alternate reality. In either case, things aren't looking so hot for our protagonists. They seem to be having some sort of financial struggles and are entering into an online gaming competition in order to win prize money. This month's game is No Berry Left Behind, a punishingly difficult precision platformer that I would say very easily draws comparison to something like Super Meat Boy. Outside of No Berry Left Behind, controls are simple. You are simply pointing and clicking and interacting with a very set group of objects. Sometimes someone will knock at your door, sometimes you'll have to read a text message, or just click on an object to investigate further. Inside the game is where the real challenge comes in. You start by going through a tutorial of sorts where you learn you can control this berry left and right. You can jump. You need to be very precise with your movements because pretty much everything is going to kill you. You can also cling to and climb walls and dash, and you will need all of these abilities to navigate these levels. The goal in each level of No Berry Left Behind is really simple. All you have to do is get from the beginning to a green checkbox at the end. You are allowed several hits, which are represented by hearts at the top of your screen, and after all of your hearts are gone, obviously you start the level again. If you are skilled enough to complete a level, there is a star score that is given at the end, as well as leaderboards where you can see how you stack up against others. With over 200 levels in this game within the game, on top of the outer shell of the story that's unfolding around it, there's enough in this game to keep you busy for a good while. I've got to tell you though, this game is hard, and I mean like really hard. I definitely took advantage of the skip level option a few times just because I tried so many times to get to the end and couldn't do it, and just figured I'd rather continue on in the game, come back to it later, than stay frustrated and never find out what happens in At the Races. This really feels like a game that would take quite a few hours to actually master. So if you're the type of person who likes playing a game ad nauseum just to get really good at it or potentially speedrun it, this is going to be something that's right up your alley. Visually, A Night at the Races is definitely on the darker side, and I mean that literally. A lot of the colors used are very dark and shadowed, particularly in the outer world of this game. In the inner world, you get a little bit more color variety because of the very nature of the game itself. There's the berries that are nice bright colors, but there's still really dark themes going on in the background, and things get very twisted and bizarre as well as you play, even though they do go for more of that pixelated retro style with A Night at the Races. It definitely has a look all its own. I can't think of too many things to compare it to, especially with the 2 layers of gameplay. And of course, my favorite thing to talk about is the soundtrack. It is a banger. I love the soundtrack in this game so much. It is definitely synthy. It fits that retro aesthetic that they were going for, but they made some really contagious tunes. They are catchy. There's also a great variety to the music. You don't get a whole lot of repeating tracks, and because there are so many levels, I think that's super important. In fact, the sound design in general is great. You get some really cool background noises in the outer shell of this game. You have the really satisfying sound that the berry makes when it jumps and hits objects, you know, like that squish sound. Very satisfying, highly recommend. All of these elements add up to to make a night at the races a really unique gaming experience. It's not really an adventure game. It is definitely a precision platformer, but it's not fully that either. It's a little bit of both, with so many levels and reasons to go back and try different game modes and try and get on the leaderboards. There's a whole lot of game value here and replayability that I think will be great for folks who enjoy a challenge. And for those who might not enjoy a challenge so much, thank goodness you can skip a level when you get a little frustrated, you know? So are you up for this very hard challenge? Let me know in the comments down below. Before I go, I just want to thank our indie warriors, Mitchell Hall, Bunny, Kevilo, Bill T-Kaz, Christian Cruz, Strick9, Chris Jackson, Nathan Moore, Peach, Adriana Amato, CJR, Falco Lombardi, C. Coyle, Skepticism, Jen Rose, Jesse, CPM, Julian Colbus, and JRS8. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already, don't forget you can subscribe down below so you don't miss any of our reviews or previews, and there are a bunch of other ways to support the channel in the description box as well. Thanks again for watching. I will see you next time.